Imagine pulling up to your own backyard lake at dawn, only to see 3 squad cars screeching in like it's a drug bust, red and blue lights flashing against the misty water, all because your brother, a double amputee war hero, is daring to cast a fishing line on family land. That's the moment I realized our snooty HOA president, with her ironed pantsuits and holier-than-thou clipboard, had just declared war on the wrong family. Her petty power grab was about to unravel into a multi-million-dollar fraud scandal that would land her in federal cuffs. But oh, the irony. She thought she was enforcing community harmony. My name's Alex Thompson, and I run a small auto repair shop in the sleepy suburbs of Willow Creek, Georgia, a place where the American dream supposedly thrives under manicured lawns and white picket fences. But beneath that postcard perfection lurks the HOA beast, a self-appointed dictatorship that turns neighbors into informants and backyards into battlegrounds. My sister, Lena, and I inherited our grandparents' 10-acre spread, complete with a 2-acre pond Grandpa excavated back in the 70s with sheer grit and a rented bulldozer. It's fed by crystal-clear springs, teeming with catfish and perch, and for Lena, who lost both legs in Iraq defusing IEDs, that pond isn't just water, it's her lifeline. The soft whir of her electric wheelchair on the weathered pier, the satisfying thunk of a bobber hitting the surface. It's better therapy than any VA shrink could prescribe. She sits there for hours, reeling in fish and reeling out the ghosts of war, while I tinker in the garage, grease under my nails, keeping the family afloat. Enter Priscilla Vanderbilt. No, not the famous ones, but she acts like she is. This woman swept into Willow Creek 5 years ago, a former corporate lawyer from up north, with her pearl necklace and perpetual scent of lavender hand sanitizer. She got elected HOA president faster than you can say bylaws, promising to elevate standards and foster unity. Translation: micromanage every blade of grass and paint color until the neighborhood looks like a Stepford Wives set. Priscilla's the type who sends certified letters about mailbox heights and fines you for visible trash cans on non-pickup days. Her emails drip with passive-aggressive politeness. Dear resident, while we appreciate your enthusiasm for outdoor activities, please note that Section 4.2 prohibits any equipment that might detract from aesthetic appeal. But when she set her sights on our pond, it wasn't about aesthetics. It was about control, and maybe something shadier bubbling under the surface. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. One crisp fall morning, I'm wrenching on a carburetor when I hear heels clicking across our gravel drive like tiny jackhammers. There stands Priscilla, iPad glowing like a holy tablet, flanked by a nervous-looking surveyor in a neon vest. Her perfume hits me like a floral assault weapon. Mr. Thompson, she coos in that saccharine tone that could curdle milk. There's been a slight discrepancy regarding your water feature. She taps the screen dramatically. Our records indicate it encroaches on the common green space by approximately 2.3 feet. We'll need you to restrict access immediately to avoid any liabilities. I wipe my hands on a rag, chuckling inwardly at the absurdity. Liabilities? Priscilla, this pond's been here since disco was king. Grandpa dug it with his own hands. Deeds from '72, crystal clear. I fetch the yellow document from the house, but she barely glances at it. Oh, these old papers can be so unreliable, she sighs, shrugging like I'm handing her a napkin sketch. Our legal team will authenticate. In the meantime, no unauthorized recreation. Unauthorized recreation? On our own dirt? I bit my tongue, figuring it was just HOA nonsense. But Lena, overhearing from the porch, wheeled closer with a steely gaze. She didn't say much then, just observed, her military-honed patience kicking in. But I could see the spark. This wasn't ending with a shrug. Priscilla didn't stop at surveys. She amped up the theater, turning our quiet corner into her personal stage for righteous indignation. Anonymous tips started flooding the HOA newsletter, concerned about unsightly mobility devices near waterways, potential safety hazards. That was code for Lena's wheelchair, which apparently offended the delicate sensibilities of invisible complainers. Then came the drive-bys, HOA patrols in golf carts, Priscilla at the helm, binoculars in hand, noting every time Lena baited a hook. It's for compliance, she'd wave cheerily, but her eyes screamed surveillance state. Neighbors whispered at block parties. Heard the Thompsons are turning that pond into a public nuisance. Priscilla cornered folks at the community mailbox, her voice a velvet hammer. We must maintain standards, or property values plummet. You wouldn't want that, would you? Most nodded along, too scared of fines to question. Me? I stayed silent, documenting every email, every friendly reminder slip under the door. Lena advised patience. Alex, intel wins wars. Let her dig her own grave. But inside, the frustration simmered. How dare this clipboard crusader treat a vet like a vandal for finding peace in her own backyard? The real fun began when Priscilla weaponized the bureaucracy, her favorite toy. One afternoon, a county van pulls up, and out steps Inspector Harold Jenkins, looking like he'd rather audit his own taxes. Clipboard in hand. Must be a prerequisite, he mutters. Reports of unlicensed aquatic operations. I nearly dropped my socket wrench. Aquatic, what now? Turns out, Priscilla filed complaints claiming we were running a commercial fishing enterprise, charging secret fees to neighbors and peddling pond bass like bootleg moonshine. Ma'am, I say to Jenkins, stifling a laugh. This pond's smaller than a kiddie pool on steroids. We'd go bankrupt stocking lures. But rules are rules, so I lead him inside, pulling out Grandpa's faded ledger from the attic, decades of catches logged with military precision. Date, weight, even weather notes. Jenkins flips through, whistling. This is IRS-level detail. Your granddad could have taught accountants a thing or two. He dismisses the complaint, but whispers, off record, same filer hit for other homes this year. All bogus. That night, the phone lights up. Old Mrs. Hargrove calls. That which tried fining my flower beds for attracting unauthorized wildlife. Bees, for heaven's sake. Mr. Patel chimes in. She reported my Diwali lights as fire hazards. The stories poured in, each more ridiculous than the last, and Lena pieced it together over kitchen coffee. Look at the map, Alex. Every targeted lot is premium views, size, potential flips. She's not just bossy. She's engineering turnover for commissions. Priscilla, the real estate shark in HOA clothing, was gentrifying us out, one phony fine at a time. As whispers turned to rumbles, Priscilla doubled down, her facade cracking under the strain of maintaining her throne. A glossy certified letter arrives, reeking of expensive legal stationery. Cease and desist all activities detrimental to communal serenity, or face escalation to relevant authorities. Translation: hide your sister's wheelchair or else. Lena read it aloud, her voice steady but eyes flashing. Escalation? Bring it. We watched the sunset reflect off the pond that evening, her whispering, she's overextended. Attacking vets, seniors, minorities. Classic bully blunder. Sure enough, Priscilla's next stunt was pure farce. Environmental doomsday. Texts buzz at breakfast. Health department here. Hazmat gear. Dr. Elena Ramirez arrives in a suit that could moonlight as space gear, toting vials like she's prepping for Armageddon. Allegations of contaminant runoff from recreational angling. I choke on my toast. Fish poop polluting the suburb? That's rich. Priscilla's report claimed our bait was brewing bacterial Armageddon, endangering the HOA's pristine drainage ditches. While Ramirez swabs away, Priscilla's sleek SUV circles like a shark, not even hiding her glee. I channeled Grandpa's wisdom. Prove him wrong spectacularly. We shelled out for independent testing from EcoPure Labs, $2, $500 down the drain, but worth it. Report back. Our pond's purer than bottled Evian, actually filtering neighborhood crud. But the kicker? County results fingered the HOA's ornamental fountain as a chemical cesspool. Overdosed on algacides and fertilizers. Courtesy of Priscilla's beautification budget. Your pond's an eco-hero, Ramirez apologizes. Theirs? Superfund light. Irony so thick you could spread it on toast. Lena dove deeper, her laptop humming like a command center, uncovering Priscilla's skeletons. License suspensions in Texas and Florida for similar schemes. Harassing owners out, pocketing sales cuts. She's a serial subdivider, Lena said. mapping the pattern. Neighbors awoke from their trance. Social media lit up with Priscilla exposed threads. Mrs. Hargrove baked apology pies. We let her scare us silent. Block parties turned strategy sessions, kids learning to skip stones while adults plotted transparency votes. Priscilla's emails grew frantic. Emergency meeting to combat subversive elements undermining our cherished guidelines. Her blazers rumpled, her smiles strained, the queen sensing revolt. But cornered Karens don't quit. They escalate to idiocy. Dawn patrol. Pond silver under early light, Lena's line dancing in the breeze. Then sirens wail. 3 cop cars barreling in. Officers encircling her like she's public enemy number 1. Ma'am. Reports of trespass and resident intimidation. Officer Ruiz says, shifting uncomfortably. Priscilla's call. Lena allegedly bullying HOA members from disputed waters. I rush out, deeds in hand. Officers, this is our land. Survey says so. They review, exchange glances. Clear as day, no trespass. But I counterfile. False report. Body cams roll as I detail the saga, the fines, the spies, the fraud whispers. Ruiz's face hardens. Wasting police time's a crime too. That sparked the avalanche. Mrs. Hargrove delivers a bombshell envelope. Leaked HOA ledgers, courtesy of a disillusioned treasurer. Look at the amenities fund, she urges. Pages reveal Priscilla's masterpiece. Inflated insurance claims for phantom floods, ghost vendors billing thousands for consulting, funds funneled to hubby Reginald's construction firm. $3.8 million siphoned over years. Classic kickback carnival, Lena quips. We tip the feds anonymously. FBI agents swarm the HOA office like avenging accountants. Priscilla hires a PI to dig dirt on us, but he flips when agents flash badges. She shreds docs, caught on cam, bribes a witness, wired, even tries buying off Inspector Jenkins. Recorded. Reginald, seeing the ship sink, pleads out, handing over backups. Emails plotting our ouster, bank trails to offshore accounts. Neighbors report her meltdowns. Screaming at moving vans, frantic lawyer calls. Every blunder adds a charge, Lena notes, watching Priscilla's SUV speed by obsessively. Priscilla's desperation peaked in a move so clownish it belonged in a bad spy flick. Midnight sensors ping. Cams catch her in black sweats, planting spray paint and tools in my truck. Her cologne betraying her like a cheap plot twist. Morning call. Mr. Thompson. Vandalism at HOA HQ. You're suspect. She claims eyewitness to my midnight rampage. But feds, monitoring her, let it play. Interrogation tapes her perjuring wildly about non-existent damages. Our footage seals it. Timestamps, her face clear as day. Sting op. She struts into the station for statements, only to meet cuffs in the lot. News crews capturing her undignified shuffle. Charges stack like Jenga. Fraud, embezzlement, laundering, tampering, perjury, 20 years looming. Reginald's testimony exposes the empire. $3.8 million stolen. Harassment as cover. Community erupts, emergency oust, contract cuts. Full Fed coup. Media frenzy. HOA tyrant harasses vet, steals millions. Priscilla's mugshot goes viral. Hair wild, pearls askew. The mask shattered. The town hall reckoning was poetic justice on steroids. Packed house, coffee scents mingling with vindication. Priscilla in orange jumpsuit, shackled, a far cry from her power poses. Lena wheels up in uniform, medals shining. I'm Lena Thompson, the nuisance you tried erasing for profit. Silence, then thunderous applause as she recounts. Legs lost for freedom, peace stolen by a fraud. Prosecutor unveils slides. The theft web, victim testimonies. Priscilla's mumbled apology? Pathetic. Lena faces her. You saw weakness in wheels, fear in the frail. Wrong on all counts. Ovation peaks. Sentence. 12 years federal, $3.8 million restitution. Assets liquidated. Even her precious SUV auctioned for vet charities. Celebration erupts. Flags, hugs, justice anthems. 6 months on, Willow Creek blooms. Transparent HOA Lena's Pond, a community hub for fishing classes. Hargrove's Garden thriving where fraud festered. State passes Lena's law for HOA audits. Our doc wins awards, sparking reforms. Priscilla folds laundry at $1.10 per hour. Reginald does time. Real win. Neighbors united. Bullies busted. But here's the question. Was Priscilla the villain? Or just the symptom of a system that lets petty tyrants rule unchecked? You tell me. HOA hero or hidden hazard? Drop your take below.